Hello, students. Hope you all are fine. Last week, we have started with the chapter Milestones of Development, in which we have covered physical development, social development, and emotional development. Today, we'll start with cognitive development. Cognitive development refers to the ability of the child to think and find solutions to the problems. It means with growing age, the child is able to think independently and find solutions to his or her own problems. Piaget's theory. According to Piaget, we move through the following stages of cognitive development. First stage is known as sensory motor stage, which is from birth to 2 years of age. In this, the child develops basic ideas of cause and effect and object permanence. It means the ability of not forgetting the existence of anything is called object permanence. Second stage is pre-operational stage, which is from 2 years to 6 or 7 years. In this, the child begins to represent word symbolically. Here he can learn the language. Third one is concrete operations. It is from 7 to 11 to 12 years of age. Here the child gains understanding of principles such as conservation and his logical thought emerges. Last stage is formal operations, which is from 12 years age to adulthood. In this, adolescent becomes capable of several forms of logical thought. He is having thinking of his own, his ideas, his viewpoint, his problem solving skills. So now he is developed cognitively. Cognition develops further with the increasing use of sensory organs. Developing skills such as problem solving, reasoning, conceptualizing, categorizing, remembering, and planning, and so on, are recognized as cognitive development. With age, the child is able to develop these skills and is able to develop cognitively. He is able to solve his problems, he is able to give reasons for the things, he is able to conceptualize the things, he is able to categorize the things, shapes, sizes, everything, and he is able to remember the things and plan accordingly. So, these all skills come under cognitive development. Now we'll move on to language development. Language development means the ability to communicate through the use of meaningful words and sentences. We need language as it helps to express ourselves in a better way. Language helps us to convey our feelings. It also helps us to understand what others are expressing or telling us. In this diagram, you can see that at the end there is a stage looking and listening. Here the child looks and listens to the parents or elders. Second one is by playing, he get to know the language. Third one is he is getting understanding of the things like go there, come here, don't touch this. After understanding, he starts talking to his elders in his own language. Then he corrects his pronunciation. He is able to pronounce the words properly. And all this happens because of adult and child interaction. More the adult interact with the children, more they learn the language easily. So, it is important for the parents or elders to speak properly with the infants and toddlers. If the parents speak clearly, the children will also learn the correct use of words with pronunciation. Now, we'll do the basic components of language development. Through this table, we are going to learn about the nature of the development. and the sample utterances by the children. First stage is sentence like word. It is from 12 to 18 months of age. In this, the word is combined with non-verbal cues like gestures and inflections. It's mommy, mum, mama, the words like that. Second stage is modification stage, which is from 18 months to 2 years of age. Here, modifiers are joined to topic words to form declarative questions, negative and imperative structures like pretty baby is a declarative one, where daddy question, more milk imperative, no play negative. Here the child is not using any grammar. Third stage is structure stage, which is from 2 to 3 years. Here, both subject and predicate are included in the sentence types. She is a pretty baby. Declarative. Where daddy is. Question. I cannot play. Negative. I want more milk. Imperative. So here the child is included the sentence types and he started using the grammar. Fourth stage is operational changes. It is from 2.5 years to 4 years of age. Here, elements are added, embedded, and permuted within sentence. Permuted means each of several possible ways in which a set of number of things can be arranged or ordered. Read it. My book. He has used conjunction here. I can't play. Permutation. The next stage is categorization. It is from 3.5 years to 7 years of age. Here he is using word classes. Now he is able to use nouns, verbs, and prepositions which are subdivided. I would like some milk. Use of some as a mass noun. Take to the store. Use of preposition of place. So he is able to use noun, verbs, and prepositions. And the last one is complex structure, which is from 5 to 10 years of age, in which the child is able to use complex structural distinctions made as with ask, tell, and promise. Ask what time it is. He promised to help her. So this table helps us to know about the stages of development, nature of development, and the sentences spoken by children at this stage. In early childhood, children communicate only through few words and gestures. Eventually, their vocabulary and exposure to concepts in school increases and they start using more words and then group of words, then short sentences and then bigger sentences and finally they will be able to use complex sentences. The exposure given to the children largely make a difference in their language development. Children in joint families or those with older siblings learn language quickly and more easily as compared to the children who are living in nuclear families as they are getting less exposed to the language. Children tend to learn new languages too quickly. For example, when they hear their mates or caretakers talking in some other language, children grasp that language more easily. There are three stages of language development. First stage is phonological development. It is the development of ability to produce recognizable speech, that is pronounce the sound words. Second one is semantic development. It is the development of understanding of the meaning of spoken or written language. Whatever is told to them is understood by them properly, and whatever is written, they will be able to understand. And the third one is the development of grammar. Grammar are the rules within a given language, indicating how words can be combined into a meaningful sentences. They will be able to use past, present, and future sentences to make their language more meaningful. Next one is economic status and the language development. Economic status affects the language development. As the children from higher socioeconomic groups use longer, more complex, and better constructed sentences than children of the same age who come from less favorable environment, means they belong to low socioeconomic group. Learning to speak includes comprehension, then building up a vocabulary, and third one is mastering pronunciation. Due to economic reasons, children have a poor foundation in speech and they are not confident, they are conscious, and they resist speaking in class, and which develops inferiority complex in them. This is known as cumulative deficit phenomenon. Early childhood is often termed as a questioning age. Here, the child questions so many things: when, where, how. He is every time full with the questions. Along with frame language pattern, slang, and swear words become an important part of child's vocabulary. So, we have seen that the economic status and the language development are connected to each other. Now, we'll move on to the developmental tasks. Developmental tasks are those milestones which an individual has to master at the specified stage in life before he reaches the next stage of life. We can say that before running, he has to walk, and before walking, he has to stand properly on his own. So, we are going to start with the milestones of developmental tasks from birth to 6 years of age. Here, the child is learning to walk, learning to talk properly, learning to take solid foods from liquid foods. Gradually, he'll start taking the solid foods. Learning to control the elimination of the body waste, it means he is able to control his urination and learn to use the washrooms properly. Learning to adjust in school, he is able to read and write. Learning gender differences and modesty, he is now achieving psychological stability. He is able to control his emotions as he is more acceptable to the society. He is forming simple concepts of social and physical reality. He is learning to relate oneself emotionally to parents, to siblings, and other people. He feels he is connected to them and he or she is having bond with them. He is learning to distinguish between right and wrong, which path to be followed so that he will be more acceptable to the society. Next is developmental tasks from 6 to 12 years of age. Here the child is learning physical skills that are necessary for ordinary games such as cricket, football, basketball, badminton, etc. The child is building wholesome attitude towards oneself as a growing organism. He knows what he is, his qualities, his strength, weakness. He is learning to get along with age mates, so he is developing socially more. Developing fundamental skills in reading, writing, and calculating, so he is able to read, write, and do the arithmetic calculations on his own. Next one is developing concepts necessary for everyday living. Next one is achieving personal independence. It means the child is now taking care of himself or herself independently. He is able to dress properly. He is able to represent himself. He is able to take care of him. And the last one is developing attitude towards social groups and institutions, which social group he has to join so that he or she will become more acceptable to the society. So, these are the developmental tasks from birth to 12 years of age, which the child has to master at the specified stage in his life before he reaches the next stage of the life. In the end, I would like to say the emotional, social, physical, motor, cognitive, language development has direct effect on an overall development of the children. So studying growth and development of child makes it easier to spot the possible signs of trouble in later years of the adulthood, and also with the help of developmental tasks we will be able to know what are the milestones of development in each stage of life to be achieved by the children. With this, we have come to an end of this chapter. Thank you.